All of the cabinetry here we built with a CNC in our shop. That's really cool because it means we can do fun details like this along here, which are venting for the fridge. Hey guys, Adam here with Campo Vans, and today we've got a pretty special one for you. This van came to us from an owner who got it secondhand that already had part of a build in it, and they were looking for something a little more unique on the inside. So we, without focusing on the pieces in the exterior, really took this opportunity to look inside the van and see how we could do something pretty unique. When we got the van, it was pretty much a stock Sprinter passenger van with a Dometic fridge, a Goal Zero power system, and a bunch of exterior mods. Exterior mod montage! Owl Van's tire rack. Custom rack to fit factory AC and 100-watt Renogy solar panel. Agile off-road rims with BF Goodrich tires and a full Van Compass lift kit. Van Compass front hitch with a 12,000-pound Warn winch. And is any van complete without a light bar? All right, now let's jump inside and slow things down. A lot of vans come with upholstered wall panels, and the client wanted to do something a little different on this one. He recommended that we try doing a Shou Sugi Ban style burned wood aesthetic. So the wall panels are 3/4 inch tongue and groove pine that we burned with a roofing torch and then finished with 4 coats of Minwax wipe-on polyurethane. Working with pine plank was a bit different for us because we didn't have anything to cover it up, meaning all of our scribes had to be really tight and all of our angles were really important. So things like this, where we have an edge that follows right along the seam of the window, we had to make templates, go off those, put them on a larger board, cut it out, put everything up, test fit it, make sure it worked, come back, burn it, finish it, put it back up. So it was a pretty involved process. You'll see all of our trim throughout the van is also burned wood. So where we'd normally have things like our B-pillar plug or rear trim has all also been made out of that 3/4 inch burned pine. Cabinet face material up here is a 3/4 inch by 12-foot board of solid pine that we cut down to size and also burned so that it would match the aesthetic of all the walls. The ceiling was a particularly hard part on this build. As you'll notice, it came with a factory AC unit, so when we took down the factory headliner, we removed the AC and then had to get our wood to fit right underneath the plastic lining. It took a lot of time scribing, guessing, fitting, and going back to the drawing board. Here the client opted to go for a slightly smaller galley. A lot of the times you see the galley on the driver's side by the slider so that the sink faces out. But here he wanted a pretty simple build. So we've just got a deep Ruvati 13 by 15 inch sink, an isotherm 85 refrigerator, a couple of easy drawers for big storage, and then mostly just access for plumbing as well as some other soft storage underneath. All of the cabinetry in this van was done with a CNC in our shop, which allows us to do fun custom details like this, which are incremental holes for venting for the refrigerator, or you'll see down below there's a bunch of holes because this whole cabinet sits on top of where there was a rear factory heater that allows hot air to flow into the cab. The countertop was brought to us by our client. It's a live edge custom resin river style countertop. It was interesting to work with as it was something that was brought to us, so we didn't get an opportunity to really plane it down to flatness. So there's a little imperfection in the table, but it gives a little character to the van. We opted to go with a Webasto air top on this build instead of a hydronic system. It's a lot easier, it's simpler, and it's smaller. So your controls are located right on the front face of your galley cab, protected by the edge of the counter that sticks over, so they're really easy to access. Just switch it over, hit heat, and you're heating the van. That moves us right into the overhead cabinets, which are a nice long 6-foot run of overhead cabinets. He's got 3 options for shelving here, so lots of storage space. Here we had to get it so that they would not hit the factory AC, so we use these custom latches that are not hydraulic, but actually actuated by a pole right here. Another little fun feature having our in-house CNC was things like this pegboard wall. So we cut all of these slots and built these little hooks so that you can hang different things and move them anywhere that you want on this. Great for water bottles, hats, keys, or other soft storage. The bench seating in this van is also pretty unique. The client wanted a lot of different options for people to sit in different places. So here you've got a nice big lounger to look out the window, sneak over here and you can nook yourself out on a rainy day, or just sit in and enjoy a meal right off your countertop. Underneath this bench, there's also a bunch of storage. Over here, you've got a gigantic open storage space that houses the Webasto air heater as well as our electronic components. In the center, you've got another gigantic storage zone, houses the Goal Zero lithium 1400 power pack that charges and controls everything in the van. And finally, you've got a necessity in all vans, an easy portable cassette toilet that just slides in and out. Another item in the van when we got it was a full custom audio surround system, but they were in the wall panels, so we had to relocate all of these to different spots. Here we put a main 6-inch and a tweeter right in the center so it blasts on you while you're sitting down, and in the rear we've got 2 more 6-inch speakers and tweeters. Because this van's a passenger van, it means there were windows here instead of metal, so you can actually sleep sideways even without flares on the outside. The client had these cool custom window covers that are easy to put up and pull down, and they're super insulated so that even though you've got windows and a 360-degree view, you're not cold at night. So if it's cold, cover up. If it's nice out, enjoy a beautiful view surrounded by nature. We've got a max air fan up top to provide ventilation and draw air out through the van while you're sleeping, as well as the ability to open these rear doors while you're sleeping in bed and get a nice cool breeze from outside. Before we check out the underside of the bed platform, I just wanted to mention this cool exterior face that houses a shower port. It's a cold water only shower. All of his freshwater storage is on a spare tire storage tank. So he's got 21 gallons of fresh water, all stored outside of the vehicle. In the rear, we've got a gigantic second Dometic fridge on a big slide out so you can access all your cold drinks while you're camping, and a bed platform that came to us already. This is a pretty interesting 2-panel bed system, similar to a Moab bed, but it latches into L-track that's on the side. So if you want to take it out, pull up your mattress, push together, and you can take out the 2 panels pretty easily. Another thing I really like about this van is how much storage space you get under the bed. Even if you want to, you can just take out this fridge, and then you've got a massive area for all your toys wherever you might want to go. Our client chose to save a little bit of money by keeping the factory floor underneath and covering it up with this rug. So you can still see it's got the mounts for the passenger seats if you were to put them in. We took the floor out and sound deadened like we normally would, and then insulated the entire van with SML 600 Thinsulate. Also above, you get a classic Campo overhead storage face on an RB Components overhead storage, a great place for your window curtains, jackets, hats, or anything else you might want on the go. Honestly, there's not much to it. It's a pretty straightforward build. It's clean, simple, well-designed, and something different. One of the really cool things about this build was a lot of the ideas were brought to us by the client. It was something that we wouldn't normally do on our own, and that pushes us to kind of get outside of our comfort zone, learn something, and try something new. Being a full custom shop, anything that you can think of, we can build.